Just for a basic, quick chicken sandwich that's right over there.
Basic bitch.
It's the second time I've emergency got one because I didn't have anything else to eat.
This room is so disgusting right now. We haven't been in here. It's probably been a month since we've actually recorded something.
The chair broke. It's the weirdest thing. Thank you,
Yeah.
Donnie.
All right, so
Set them right there. If you
We're-
please, sir.
recording.
All right.
Chair broke.
Like, so it's not a test. We're actually.
No, it's not a test. It works, and let's hope.
I'm gonna be
let's
eating
hope-
throughout this whole
let's hope-
fucking recording.
Make sure that you hit record.
Yeah, I hit record, and everything that I'm recording apparently is going where it needs to go.
You sure about that?
So how about
I got
we?
pork rinds.
How about we get this
We're
started?
having a real good
All
time.
right. What's up?
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain. Presented by Sundown Audio.
Worthless.
What?
The
What?
chair. The chair that used to be right
Dude,
here.
Tony Isles sat in that fucking chair.
Well, that
he's
was the
not
last
going
thing.
to anymore.
That was the last thing that chair ever did.
Chicken
It's-
sandwich.
It's destroyed now.
Yeah.
I threw it over. Well, no, I set it over there and it broke.
Hey, Thomas, can you go for me for a while? Hold on, keep going. I gotta
Sounds
make
kinda
sure
weird, man.
your sound is like really loud. It's like
Um,
extra, I don't know, whatever.
I'm
I
eating.
don't remember which mixer number you are on my mixer.
What's
I don't
on it?
care.
Whatever. What channel you are, I should say.
Thanks, man. Yes, sir.
So we're doing a show finally. It's, as you guys saw before, we had a lot of technical difficulties. That's normal for our show. That's kind of how it goes. You know, we work in the sound industry. You'd think we would know what we're doing, but we don't. Or I don't.
We don't
So-
know shit.
It's really
We work in
different.
the sound production industry, not the sound recording industry.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, there you go. So, the computer seems to be working, and we're gonna talk about something today. I don't
We're
know
going to talk
what-
about these pork rinds.
Yeah. So
You're gonna be hearing these pork rinds.
I thought we were going to talk about Cam Newton and our freight thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cam Newton, huh?
I got this new thing about blimps I want to talk about.
Before we get into any funny business, we should talk a little actual business.
Yeah, man.
Let's
That was
do it.
That was the amp thing, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about amps. So we're confusing people, by the way, with all this new shit coming out and all the
I'm sorry.
amps
Tasty
and
chicken sandwich.
you know, things are not coming in when they're supposed to, and so let's kind of boil some things down as to what series is coming out, what's being discontinued, the names of things, and when they'll be here, all that shit.
And I have a cold.
You don't have to talk so close to the mic. You're like
I don't-
louder. Than
I'm not even
everybody
wearing
else.
I'm not even wearing my cans, dude.
You're like louder than everybody else, and I don't remember which channel you are, so I don't want to like
No,
turn the wrong thing down.
Don't get me sick, Thomas.
I gotta get myself situated anyway. I didn't know we were recording right now. I'm
You
gonna
know I
walk
just
on
hit.
off. Y'all
You know
take
I
care.
just hit the button, dude. I just hit the button. What are you doing?
All right, so
What do you?
Go pee and stuff, man.
Yeah.
we just
You guys were starting this shit.
we announced that the SAEs are late.
All right. So the SAE amps, and we told our dealers this, and it's also
Well,
on.
that's what we thought.
It's also on Facebook. We thought they were going to be here by now. Like, we know the amps never show up on time. Period.
Never.
But this was a massive delay. On this particular truck, we've got the SAE 1000s.
2000s,
no.
3000s,
Yeah, is it 2000, 3000?
3000s. And we
and
also have the Sam,
100.4 no,
the
no,
Sam
100.
65.4s.
And the 5
same-
channel.
and the same 500.
The only ones that are not on there are the 100.4 and the 1500.
Which is a different run. It'll be a couple months down the
Okay.
road.
We already have 5 channels, so it's just like
Yeah.
The only amps that we have in stock right now, just so everybody's aware, and this is September 2019, okay, are the Sam 500, which is the itty bitty amp. We've talked about that before.
1100.
And the 1100.5, which is a 4-channel amp that is 75 watts by 4 and 800 watts on the 5th channel at 1 ohm. That is it. That's all we have in
That's it.
stock. Now, some distributors and online dealers do have, and some brick and mortar, I guess, have some amps in stock, but it's a huge shortage, and it's been a shortage for a long time. Now,
Yes.
this truck that's coming in, it is due in when, Jacob?
Should be about
Treat Viddy?
about the 15th of next month.
So that's October 15th. That is pretty much a month from now.
Yeah.
And so we thought they were on their way here. Basically, we had to talk. We
We were literally told they were in port,
yeah,
and then the company was like, "Oh,
port.
no, that
meaning-
was a different boat. Your stuff got rolled back, and we just loaded it."
Yeah. So we're here telling our dealers, you know, place your orders now. You know, this stuff will be in stock here next week or so. We'll get it out to you as quick as we can. All that shit. And then we get this news. And I had to go and write a fucking newsletter last week apologizing to all of our dealers.
Well, I mean, it's horrible. Like, I mean, I don't know if people realize this. We want the amps just as bad as everybody else.
Mhm.
I mean, this is our job to sell you amps.
Yeah, we
know?
lose money when we don't have shit.
Lots.
Plain and simple.
Lots.
Plain and simple. And yeah, this has been the case like all year round, and the delays aren't just factory delays; they're also due to the tariffs. You know,
Other
we
things were delayed too, like our component sets and
Like
those
literally
sorts of
everything
things.
we make is delayed
So,
in
Yeah.
production.
I know we have a particular viewer who's, or particular viewers who are waiting for things, and
Yeah.
It's
and
like we
there's
talk about
delayed-
the SD4s.
That's
I started production on the SD4s 5 months ago,
yeah,
and they're still like a month out.
yeah. So I understand if people are frustrated.
Yeah, it's
We're
it's-
frustrated
it's-
too.
we have to hear it. Hold on, let's make sure our camera's good. It's good enough. It'll do. All right. Yeah. So
Also, someone said that I sound different on the
Yeah?
show
well,
today.
no shit, because you're.
But
Well,
it makes me
you're-
self-conscious about my voice. Like,
But
should
maybe
I-
you sound sexier on microphone.
do I
Tom.
sound sexier?
Because this is picking up all your sexiness. You know, when you're listening to yourself, or when somebody's listening to you on a phone,
Yeah.
it's a shitty phone microphone. You know.
Oh, maybe that's what it
Yeah,
is.
they're not.
Maybe it's filtering out the
Do,
sex.
do you not have any sound? And that was a problem that Jake had last. Hold on.
There's no sound on the right side.
Hold on.
No, you just went deaf in that ear.
I'm gonna hit stop. All right, we're good.
We're back. Intermission.
Check.
It's always a gremlin, dude. This whole podcast room is a gremlin. I wonder if it's because we smoke in here. I wonder if the smoke just gets either that or I bought shitty equipment.
Maybe I talk differently. Like I don't know. Like
we're back at this now.
it's different times during the podcast. I talk different.
Yeah.
I get anxiety.
Enjoy my
so
pork rinds.
So,
Donnie, you
I
have a
don't know.
beautiful voice.
Brian,
It's
we want
okay.
to talk about the other amps too.
Do I, Brian?
Yeah, so let's go back to the amps.
Pork rinds.
All right, so we touched base with the SAEs. They will be here in a month, hopefully sooner, but we're just gonna say a month. The 1500 and the 100.4s. That's about another
It'll be like
month.
December or January.
Yeah, it's gonna be hopefully by the end of this year they'll be here. So, so the cool thing about that, before we go any further, the SAM 65.4 is gonna be in with that. So.
Uh-huh.
Those that were looking for a really small micro 4-channel amp, you know, that's 7 inches across, 7.5 inches across. So it's a really small amp. So that will be here for the first time ever. And the cool thing about the SAM amps, as we've mentioned before, they are for the most part waterproof. They've got the epoxy,
They're water resistant.
yeah, water resistant. Is a good way of putting it on the inside. So you
Toss that out,
can
please.
put them in like ATVs and shit like that. All right, so SCV amps are done with. There's no such thing anymore. You know,
Correct.
whatever dealers have, that's what they have, and they've been discontinued
Done.
along with the
SAX.
SAX amplifiers, which
Correct.
are also, and that's our Korean bass line. Okay, so SCV and SAX no longer a thing.
Gone.
We are now
Gone.
pushing forward with the SALT line. It's SALT.
Yep.
And we're gonna that line starts off at 4,000 watts.
Yeah, 4,000 watts for now. The first production will be
So
4, 6, 8, 12.
Okay, and if you guys haven't watched, Derek's been posting a shit ton of amp dyno videos with those, and we're getting insane numbers out of the SALT series.
Well, they're beasts. I designed them to make the rated power at no more than 12.0 volts.
right, and so most people run more than that in their vehicle. In most cases, you've got while you're driving, you're like at 13.8 or maybe a little bit higher, depending on your vehicle. And so you're going to get usually a little bit more out of your amplifier.
Oh yeah, and that was the whole idea behind those.
Right.
Basically, and they're super ridiculous, overbuilt monsters. Like you take how strong and overbuilt the SCVs were, and even take that a step further.
Yeah. A little more robust, a little more. It's a newer board for the most part. We just
Yeah.
nobody's got them.
Yeah, there are
Nobody's.
proprietary boards. You might see stuff that looks a little similar, but it's not. It's not the same.
Thanks, Thomas. So that is 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, and 12,000 watts at 1 ohm,
Correct.
12 volt rating.
12.0.
Up to 15.5, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so no more than 15.5. So if you're
So-
running above 15.5, you cannot use these amps.
And here's the next thing that I want to hit on. SAE amps have an uncertain future after this run. I am working on smaller salt prototypes.
Okay.
So we may end up replacing all the amps that are currently SAE with new salt amps if the tariffs don't go away.
So all salt.
Yeah.
All salt.
Because basically
Salted
the
motherfuckers.
SAE line is made in China. Very good quality. It's basically on par with Korean quality. But we're able to offer them cheaper. But now that there's a 30% tariff that eats up the whole difference in price between Korean and Chinese amps.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at and in the process of producing prototypes for Salt 1, Salt 1.5, Salt 2, Salt 3, and some smaller and actually larger Salt 2 and 4 channels.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people asking about, now that we're doing away with the SAX, which was what we considered our 4-channel Korean built boards.
Yes.
They want to know if we're still going to make a 4-channel
I have a
Korean
Salt
board.
500.4 in the works. I also
500.4.
Yeah, that's 500 by 4 at 4 ohms.
Jesus.
And then I also have an SFB 500.4 in the works, which is 500 by 4 at 1 ohm.
Would that give you 1,000 at 2 ohms per channel?
I'm not sure if it'll quite double, but it'll be quite a bit. Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Probably around, I'd say probably around 800 by.
That sounds
4.
like it's going to be a pretty big amp.
It's Class
beefy.
D.
Class D, but still, that's some big ratings. It's got
It's
to
a
be pretty,
beast.
pretty
Like,
big.
I mean, it'll be about the size of
Good
a.
Lord, imagine if that was a Class AB.
Yeah, it'd be gigantic.
Are they all going to be the gunmetal color?
Yeah, all the salts will be that color. And I'm also looking at a smaller Salt 300.4, a Salt 400.2. We might try the 2-channel market again, which we've been out of for a while.
We are rolling in these amps.
Yeah, and then I'm
Doesn't
also
feel like it.
Salt
No, we don't have yet.
Basically, we got caught in the crossfire here where tariffs totally screwed up our cash flow. A lot of delays happened. And I didn't have enough SCVs come in to really tide us over until the salts actually launched.
They were gone almost immediately.
Yeah.
We really didn't have them.
Okay, and then, of course, the next thing, we have the SFBs, and some people are a little confused by that. It's a completely different product from what we normally sell. It's a full bridge amp. It's basically the way that these things are designed, the way that most of the amps that come out of Brazil are designed, is they're built basically with the fewest possible components to produce the power.
Right.
So this is not an amp that you're going to wire down to a half ohm and it's going to be happy. Now you wire it to 1 ohm,
Right.
and it actually handles reactive very well. And that's all well good. Now they do have the same warranty as all of our stuff.
Do not wire your SFB amplifier to half ohm. Period. It will not work.
No. And so currently in the pipe we have SFB 3000, 5000, 8000, and I just tested an SFB 500.4. But as opposed to the Salt 500.4, this is 500 by 4 at 1 ohm. So this would be something more suitable for powering like several speakers per channel.
Yeah, which gears more towards pro drivers.
Yeah, unless you're going to be running a
stunt
monster,
walls.
like some sort of monster pro driver like our upcoming Vex 10s.
Yeah.
Then you're going to want a Salt 500.4 with 1 per channel because you're going to want that 500 watts per driver.
Yeah. The Vex series, is that what impedance are we running those at?
4 ohm and 8 ohm.
Okay, single 4, single 8.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got down there to drink? You guys got anything
Vodak.
good? You just drinking straight vodka?
The Vodak.
I have seltzer water in it.
I might actually have some of that. I'm gonna.
No flavor though.
I have a lemon seltzer water.
I can't even taste it.
Is
We don't
it-
It might
really
be.
have
It might
cups.
be
I
my
don't think we
cold.
have cups.
Cups are gone.
I'll go
Oh.
get you a cup.
Cups are a
and you
lie.
cup.
The cup was a lie.
That'd be cool. Donnie.
Can I have some seltzer water?
Yes.
Can Donnie
Yeah,
can
you
Donnie
can
and I
have
have a little
If
bit
you're,
of that?
if you're going to get cups, bring another seltzer water.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I want to try that. I'm not big on seltzer water.
Well, I've
but
been drinking a ridiculous amount of seltzer
you
water.
have. It's
I guess
disgusting.
I'll add
have.
because I'm on a diet. I've lost 10 pounds in the last 20 days.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I won't even call it a
You're
diet.
actually doing what I suggested you do
Yeah,
a
similar.
year ago.
I wasn't doing anything seriously a year ago. I
Yeah.
was just not ready.
Back when I was serious with the whole intermittent fasting thing, you were like, I can never do that. And look, it's actually fucking working for you, man.
Well, I actually only started intermittent fasting 7 days ago. Before that, I just kind of cleaned up my eating.
Right,
And
which
then-
you have to do. You
Yeah.
can't just jump right into
Yeah.
fasting in general.
I'm
have to kinda wean yourself
I'm
into
doing
it.
basically the bulletproof diet, whereas I do have a coffee with butter in the morning.
Yeah,
But a coffee with butter has no effect on blood sugar, so it's not considered breaking the fast.
gotcha. There's no calories.
Well, butter has calories, but it doesn't have any impact on blood sugar. It's just fat.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thomas, you look.
And it's
you all right?
working. Like, I mean, I'm literally dropping a half a pound a day. So.
That's all just shit, man. You're just shitting it out.
No, it's not, man.
All that butter's just letting it flow out. So,
That's also why I ate all those pork rinds, because I normally go home and make myself a nutritious meal.
right.
But I can't eat after 6, and we're doing the show. So I had a piece of grilled chicken from Hardee's, just chicken with lettuce around it,
Mhm.
and then those pork rinds.
Was there some mayonnaise?
No,
on
there's
it?
no mayonnaise. Just
Dang.
like
There was
a-
mayonnaise on mine.
I love mayonnaise.
Yeah, so
I had the whole sandwich.
that was my dinner. No carbs. Normally I would have like a small amount of carbs from like vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
at dinner, but that's about it. So we covered all the amp stuff, I believe.
I think we have.
Yeah.
When are the SFB amps coming in? People want to know that.
The 5,000, 8,000, I'm saying December to January, could be sooner.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that just in case I don't fully approve the prototypes on the next go-around. Because the go-around we had was really, really close.
Right.
But I've ordered in another set of prototypes for 5,000 and 8,000 to test again.
Okay. 3,000s. Those are on their way.
October 14th, we should have full
Okay.
stock.
So that might be the most soonest amplifier delivery we get.
It'll be right on track with the SAEs.
And those are just the 3Ks.
Just 3Ks.
So for those of you that have been looking for a slightly larger amp or something middle of the road, SFB 3000 will be in stock. Do not run it at half ohm. Your 0.7 load is fine because your reactive
0.7 DC.
Yep, your reactive load will be more obviously when you're running. So, yes.
But those amps handle reactive very well. If you look at the dynos, they do really well at 2 ohms and 4 ohms.
And if you just want to know, thank you, Donnie. We'll give this a shot. And if you guys want to look at the Jesus Christ, Thomas, the how the amps did on the dyno in general, just go check out Sundown Audio Unofficial for Amp Downer ratings.
So this is why I'm drinking what I'm drinking. No carbs. Just have some
vodka.
and seltzer
we're
water.
gonna, so this is flavored vodka.
No, the vodka has no flavor. Donnie gave you the plain seltzer water with it. I have like lemon seltzer water over here.
I'll drink it. Oh, that's rough. What are you drinking? You're drinking coffee.
What is this?
I gotta finish my
Oh,
coffee.
you're drinking your basic bitch coffee, aren't you?
No, it's black. See?
Oh, would you get more?
Yeah.
We've got pumpkin spice. Who bought that? Is that your mom?
My mom brought that in. Yeah.
And you know what? I don't particularly care for
don't
pumpkin
care for
spice,
that
but
one.
I like creamer in my coffee, flavored creamer, and I gave it a shot. It's not too bad.
All right.
It was good.
I used to hate anything pumpkin when I was a kid.
I not smoke during the week, but it's okay.
It's on the show though. It's different.
Yeah, we're recording.
This doesn't taste like anything.
It tastes like vodka and what it is.
So I was told by somebody who was being an asshole that I go around smoking cigars like I'm somebody important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who said? Well, you can't say, but
Oh, we could. if we
I didn't.
wanted
I didn't hear you.
Actually, who did say that?
I've never heard this.
I've actually not heard this,
Never
but I can
heard?
picture it being a real
Usually you
thing.
tell us everything.
to. It was a guy who said that the salt amps are open tool and that he was going to sell copies of them.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Have fun.
Yep.
I
You
said,
guys can figure
I
that
said,
out.
good luck getting my boards, and then
Mhm.
he was like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr."
We won't say the name of that company because we don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
give them
no.
any
Or
attention.
person.
Or person,
Yeah, company, person, whatever. Yeah.
person with a company.
She or him or shim or zim or zer.
Yeah,
or
is that, yeah.
So yeah, dude.
I want to like this, but I don't.
Brian. How about you shut the fuck
It
up?
needs flavor.
It don't taste like anything.
Wait, we're not supposed to say that anymore. We'll get demonetized.
It does.
Really?
Yeah.
If we say,
You can't say the F word.
Yeah.
Frick.
oh, dude, I need to go check all our videos because we've said that plenty of times.
I don't think they're
Absolutely.
taking notice of us because we don't.
We don't do shit. So y'all work on that.
Yeah, post, get the views up. All right,
Those
so
are rookie
don't.
numbers.
Get the views up so we can lose money. By God.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Brian.
That's what I was about to get at.
Brian.
Or don't, because this is all This will go tits up. Like, who gives a shit?
Brian,
yes.
SAV2s. 10s and 15s will be here in 2 weeks.
Okay.
12s will be here in 4 weeks.
All right, so within a month we'll have all the SA series version 2s out. And we're still bringing in the revision 3 version 1s for a little bit, right? until those are sold out.
Yeah,
Or-
whatever I have in the building plus whatever I'd already ordered that was delayed is
Yeah.
it. And then once those get low, I will bring out the SA Classic 10 and 12, which is very similar to the.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not prepared here. We do have some questions from you folks. Oh, this is not what I'm trying to do here. Boom,
Don't open
boom.
your private photo
Yeah,
gallery.
you guys don't want to see what's going on in there.
Bryan just makes a bunch of ham sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Actually, I want to go ahead and pause real quick on this on our recording because I need to focus on what our questions for the day.
Wait a minute. You
Huh.
call me out for my pumpkin spice. You had pumpkin spice too, and you did too. It was an office full of
I didn't
penis
call you.
tip
I
touching.
said it was
Are
good,
we still recording, right?
Yeah, we're still
Okay,
recording.
good.
touching penis tips. That's all it was.
and I like
Well, you
it.
guys,
Hey, for the record, I sat there and just called you all gay.
you guys talk. I'm going to look into our questions. For
No,
the day.
it was. I'm a basic bitch. I really am. And that's the end of that story. No, but like, I like pumpkin spice, and I'm very unapologetic about what I like. I like what I like. If you don't like it, fuck off. Like
I like pumpkin pie a lot.
pumpkin pie, pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice,
pie's all right,
man.
yeah.
I love it.
I
I
like
love
pumpkin pie.
fall. I love
Mammy's-
fall
Mammy's
weather.
pumpkin pie.
Mammy's
I'm pretty
pumpkin
sure she just gets
pie.
it from Safeway, but it's still really
It's
good.
still awesome, man. And
Doesn't
ever
matter.
since Mammy's pumpkin pie,
Yeah.
I've loved pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin ale, all that shit,
Oh,
man.
yeah, me too.
All of it, dude. It's
Now,
so
pumpkin-
good.
Pumpkin ale is. What's that one
Love
that we
fall
really like,
weather.
Thomas?
Who?
What's that one pumpkin ale that's super good? It's like local, I think.
Foothills?
Yeah, that's the
Foothills.
one.
Foothills
You-
Cottonwood
you
pumpkin.
Need to try
Good stuff.
Shipyard. The Shipyard pumpkin ale. is
Haven't had
really
it.
Dude,
good.
I've had it all.
You've
you
had,
na-
you've had the Shipyard?
Yeah.
It's really good. Right?
I like all of it. It's just like I love the pumpkin beers. I love the pumpkin spice in my coffee.
You got it? Grandma.
I'm probably gay,
You need
so
something? Haha. Hang on.
Hey, speaking of gay, can I get that lighter?
oh, I thought you were gonna say Cam Newton.
Oh, you should
I should have.
You know,
Yeah, Stephen King wrote it. Why wouldn't it be?
It's not canon, it's Cam.
but we're not even recording. So
Yeah, I hit record. We're good.
oh, okay.
I want to show off Joey Crane's build. I know we talked about him. I know we talked about him before. He's got some really kick-ass shit. Now he's doing different woofers, but let's check
Are
this
we
out.
recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
So Joey, if he's watching, he's asked me some
He
horror
does watch, I
questions
believe, yeah.
because he's
This
really
looks
into
really
horror
cool.
stuff, and that's kind of my gig too. So you should
Where is
let
the
me know what's
button
up.
that you
People,
click to
don't
make-
forget to send Donnie questions about your horror shit. Send Bryan questions about tech. Jake questions about future endeavors, and don't ask me a fucking thing.
Thomas is here for all your LGBTQ2 questions. all them alphabet people questions.
And we're screwed.
Demonetized.
All the alpha-
Demonetized.
All the alphabet people.
You can kiss that $5 a year. Goodbye.
What was it? Well, no, we won't disclose the amount, but
Yeah. All right, so let's check out Joey Crane's system. He's got some really kick-ass shit going on. It's basically, he calls it what, the murder build, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it looks really cool.
So I can't do it as a slideshow.
You
It
can't,
makes-
Bryan.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
The red rum.
Yeah, it's basically a horror flick in a
The
vehicle.
Shining is one of my favorite
actually looks
movies
like pretty
of
real
all
eyeball.
time.
It does.
Which one?
Yeah, it does look like an eyeball.
The Jack Nicholson.
Is there another one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Donnie, we've seen his.
There was a
build.
mini series.
Haven't we seen his build? This was at our show. I know it was at
Yeah.
our show.
I like the one with Jack.
Wasn't it at
Nicholson better.
Slimology too? I think it's
No,
Yeah.
you're thinking of a different one. It wasn't. I don't think it was that slam.
I think Joey
No.
was there. I don't know if
Was
his build
he?
was.
I don't
See, that
remember.
looks cool.
So these
It
are
looks like-
these are old ZV4s. He's got.
You know what Joey's getting?
What is he getting?
He's getting Nightshade version 4 hybrids. Nightshade version 4.5s.
There we
Oh.
go. That one looks badass. With the
Like
legit
a chunk
like,
of meat in there.
No, the way that the red rum is written on the back.
Oh yeah,
That's just like
That's
the
like
way
realistic.
it looks
yeah,
in the
yeah.
movie. Yeah.
These are old ZV4 18s
Huge
with the
fan of The
old
Shining.
school frame
Yeah,
too.
man.
The old
Yeah.
six-spoke with the
So he's
spider
getting
engine.
he's getting-
So version 1.
Four.
Right?
Yeah, well, these are revision ones as well.
No,
what we
that's
call them.
that one's a Rev 2, the first one. I don't know about the other ones.
We can tell by the motor, but it's
Yeah.
still built with the old school way. Because I guess
God,
maybe he
that was
had
rough.
to.
Play those
Well, he's going to
together?
change it a
Yeah.
little
It's
bit.
so hard to build those. You guys have no idea.
He's going to change it a little bit so that he can use the new basket on the
Really?
NSV 4.5s. I said they're 4.5s, but are getting the gaps custom machined and putting
Right.
8 layers in them.
He's getting them. Daniel Powell's getting them, and Keith Sanders is getting
They're
them.
going to be like my
Test
prototype
demos, yeah.
guys.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked out Daniel Powell's shit, that's a wild build right there.
Daniel melted a former cap.
Yeah. That was at our show.
Which is incredible.
I got some.
You know
good
what? We
ideas,
haven't
like
recorded a podcast since our show.
Really?
how that could
Yeah.
look cooler, but I kind of want to keep. I don't want to keep those to myself. Maybe he can hit me up.
I saw a really cool like.
God, he's really went into detail.
I
with
saw
this
a really
thing.
cool like Slayer wood carving when I was in Ecuador, and I took a picture and I sent it to Joey.
Anytime anybody says Slayer, I think of Jim Brewer and his whole Slayer. These shows Slayer fans are really all about.
Release the Slayer fans. Dude, that shit's real because
Yeah.
he talks about this one part where you're not moving, the crowd is moving, but
Yeah.
you can't control it, and you're like, I didn't pay for these seats. When me and Donnie saw Slipknot, what was it, 2009?
Oh, where we got pulled off the front row and that dude was freaking out.
Yeah,
Like,
we
you
did.
lost it, man.
We
You
were like
lost
our feet were not touching the ground. We're not.
You're just floating in the crowd.
we-
I just remember
seriously,
that dude's face. That
wherever
dude's face.
like shoulders budged is where we went, just like an amoeba.
It was like a quarter through Slipknot.
I would
And we
not
were
be comfortable with
pulled-
that.
We were in the front row. We were pulled
front
out.
center, and we were
Yeah.
pulled out, and I remember for like an hour, and I was trying to make the very tips of my toes touch the floor.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
I just remember my favorite story from that show was so Coheed and Cambria opened for them, and I love Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah.
But I was talking to
Yeah.
somebody also in the front row. He's like, "They ain't metal, man. They ain't nothing, man. It's just a bunch of wussies." And then they dropped their flags, and it was this dude with like the slit
Says
throat,
and
and
it
it was like
says,
blood. It's like
"God
God will
will
not
not
save
save
you."
you.
He's like, "Oh, maybe they're kind of metal."
A dude crucified with his throat cut.
Yeah, and it's like,
and like
God
the
will not
blood
save you
spelled
now.
"God
Yeah.
will not save you," and then the
Dude,
song.
Coheed is pretty
Oh, my
metal,
God.
It's
dude.
a chick
Ah,
singer,
dude.
right?
No, it is not. It's
No,
a dude. That's
no,
a dude.
yeah,
Who
Brian.
am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Chick singer.
In
Hey,
this-
speaking
in this
of Brian
moment-
confusing dudes
Is
and
he-
chicks, what about that tranny that was on
Oh,
Brian?
oh shit. Okay. That's my favorite. So I went to Horror Hound. We had, if anybody watches American Horror Story, they have the world's shortest person, and then they have the world's tallest model. And I met them both at the show. It was really
did,
cool.
yeah.
But like Jake and I were talking about it. I was showing him pictures, and then from Brian's office, he goes, "Actually, that chick's pretty hot." I was, "Actually, that chick's a dude." He goes, "Oh."
Depending on who you ask.
Ruined my whole
Is there
day.
any way I can get more volume to this
Depending
thing?
on who. Sorry.
You're loud.
I can hear.
I feel like maybe
Like I
should've-
said, Thomas is here for all the
I
LGBTQT
can't-
questions.
I can, but it's up front.
Because
I shouldn't have said that.
I can hear Donnie
She's-
talking right there louder than I can hear him in my ears.
used to be a dude.
Ugh, too many sound
whatever.
problems.
Used
Ain't no
to be a
thing.
dude.
Yeah, we get it.
I feel bad because she's a very nice person. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah.
Very nice.
She was a
lady.
very nice lady.
So I didn't
Yeah.
know that Brian was gay until then, though.
But yeah,
I
it
didn't know
turns
that was a
out,
chick. So, like, from in my defense,
Brian didn't know that was a chick. See, he's gay.
In my defense,
I got so excited about this story. I wasn't politically
No, it's fine.
correct.
No
I
one
feel
cares.
bad.
in
It's
my
fine.
defense, I don't watch that show. Okay, and
Hey, why don't you pull up the picture on your screen
I
and
was
show
just
people?
thinking, hey, I remember seeing
Make sure
that
there's
that,
not a picture
that
of your
woman.
ass.
She wasn't bad looking.
What about that Russian bodybuilder chick I showed you a picture of?
She would break your dick. So what am I typing in here?
I think if you go to my Facebook, they're both on there.
Amazon. What?
Amazon E.
Yeah, but if you go to my Facebook, they're both on there.
All right, let's look at images here.
So you can kind of see.
Right, that third one. There we go.
There we go. And I'm a fan of large tater tots. And I
They
mean,
ain't tots at that point, bro.
you see that and you're like, well,
Those tater totes.
she's what the hell? This is bullshit, by
Buddy,
the
look
way.
what happened to my cigar.
This is some bullshit. That looks like a woman. That looks like a woman.
That is.
I mean, like,
maybe is now a
This-
woman.
this is some bullshit. by the way.
Look at those
Look
shoulders.
how little she is, though. Look how little.
Oh, you're talking about the little.
Yeah.
Oh, hon, we got to.
Compare-
Donnie, can you send that as a message?
Is there a
to
picture
me?
of them together? I hope so.
Yeah. Oh shoot! You know what? No.
Does anyone have a shop cloth or something?
Oh no, I don't have them
Yeah.
together.
Shop
I have
cloth
a
on that
picture
side?
with them together, but it's
Throw that
not.
shit over here.
I don't have it on me.
You can message it to Brian's Sundown After Dark thing. Oh, you
Yeah,
don't
but I
have
don't have them together. Just
Oh.
the little person. I thought that
I
she
don't know
was
where they
also,
went.
I thought the large lady was also in it too, but I guess not.
Um.
I'm not gonna mess.
So
with that.
anyway, in my defense, it kind of looks like a woman.
I feel bad now that I even told that
I
story.
mean, it's a
So-
good quality transition.
I think she's a woman now. She's. Thomas just yells Cam Newton.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Send me a picture of you and the little person.
Yeah, but I thought okay.
Send it to me through regular Facebook Messenger, and I will pull it up right here,
Okay.
right now.
I feel so bad.
All right.
So since Brian's into these whole like trans people, are you attracted to Cam Newton too?
No, dude.
Let me tell y'all something about Cam Newton.
Mind games.
It's all mind games.
I just
trolling.
You know what? I like the Panthers. I just like talking shit because Thomas.
Did you send it down? There we go.
I did. Brian
It's
and
all
I.
like- it'll
Brian,
all make sense.
Holy crap.
Look how little she is.
She's
It
so small.
all
All right, so
will
Donnie,
come to.
you went to a horror hound or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's the one I work at.
All right, so Donnie got a picture with this. I don't even know if it's a young lady. I don't even know.
She's like in her 20s, right?
She's 26.
Oh,
she
my
weighs
goodness.
11 pounds.
Look at your Look at the length of your arm compared to her. Your arm is longer than she is, from shoulder to
Imagine
fingertips.
living in a land of
My
giants.
9-month-old baby is like 18 pounds.
Her shoes look huge. She's probably wearing heels, so she's probably
That's
taller.
awesome. Yeah.
Giants.
I would love to meet her. She looks really cool.
Imagine
was she-
everyone is 3 times your size.
Was she nice?
Yeah, she's very nice.
Height.
Do people like? I mean,
Like,
when you're in
Look at
that realm
that.
of things,
can they see that?
We can't say this word. They used to call them freaks back in the day. I don't say that, but just saying, when you are a tiny person.
Wasn't the show that she was on a show and it was called a freak show, wasn't
Freak
it?
show.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, if
American
you're a
Horror
freak, anyway.
Story?
But did
Yeah,
she
American
play
Horror
a? You know, I don't even know anymore. Maybe it was maybe I'm wrong about the whole.
No,
I don't
Googled
even.
it.
I don't
Googled
even
it.
know anymore.
Amazon Eve used to be a man.
Oh, okay. So we're sure about that. I
Bullshit.
feel
But-
so
Brian,
bad.
But
Go to the
does
Wikipedia.
I'm fine.
Did Amazon Eve identify as a man or identify
Oh, I
as
don't
a...
know.
It
What's
doesn't
the
matter.
story
I
behind
don't-
all of that?
I'm not sure. Let me just say that this is. I have no affiliation to horror. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I feel really bad.
Well, no, but it's
Well,
okay.
we're not
It's
disparaging. We're just
fine.
making fun of Brian.
I think one of my whole thing is I feel bad for somebody who has to deal with the shit that this little woman deals with
She's a documentary. I think.
because
How small was she when she was born?
When anybody,
Is it like
even a
normal
child,
size but stopped growing?
when anybody sees this person, they're gonna make a face. I don't care who you are.
Dude,
they're
my
gonna
son
make a
Dylan would
face.
love her.
And
I find her fascinating. Like, it's so...
you almost feel bad because you know that obviously she's used to it by now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she's
Well,
got to
Donnie,
deal with people looking at her funny
Donnie
all day.
mentioned she's scared of dogs. Could you imagine seeing a dog bigger than you? How terrifying it would be,
Jesus.
right? I'd be like, well, I don't blame her being scared
Like,
of dogs.
if I was walking through a world and everyone was 30 feet tall, that would be so weird. And it's like... I don't know where to go with that thought, but it's just...
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Like,
It's-
imagine a car...
and
Every
her-
car
and
being...
she's not like she doesn't have like dwarfism or anything. She's like
it's
proportionate.
called primordial dwarfism.
I mean like the unproportionate looking
Yeah.
folks. She's proportionate, so she's like a doll.
She
Yeah.
really is. She looks like a doll.
So I had to tell my buddy Simon about it because we used to always talk about how cool it would be to meet a
How
primordial
midgets
midget.
smell like cabbage.
Yeah. We always thought it'd be cool to meet a primordial midget, and then Donnie met one of them, and I told Simon, and Simon was like, "Holy shit, dude!"
I almost wish I went with you. Donnie always meets like celebrities. Like,
Donnie has gone golfing with Keanu Reeves.
Thomas
He fucking met Brandon Fraser in Vegas. They flew a helicopter
I did get
together.
to drink with David Arquette. That's a real thing. that
Hey, didn't
happened.
you
He
like
drank
sing karaoke
moonshine.
with Dick Warlock?
Yes.
And that's not like a porn star name. That's a
Sing
dude.
karaoke with Dick Warlock.
Dick Warlock.
Donnie, you just meet everybody, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's like you notice like that's how regular the stories are.
Donnie's got stories about
because
Wilford Brimley and Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
He met T-1000.
Because after we're done saying it, everyone just gets quiet. Like it's like we've heard the story before. Did anyone just notice that? So it's like there's no reaction. We've heard it before. But to anyone else, this is insane. It sounds totally made up.
My
but
question to you,
he flew a helicopter with Elon Musk. And
my question to you, Donnie, because I've never seen you with a celebrity, do you get all girly? Do you get like
No.
Do you get all like kid in the candy store?
The only time that's ever happened, it's only ever happened once. That was with John Carpenter.
Oh yeah, you love John Carpenter.
It's like ooh,
that
some
was-
shit. You don't know how to
That
speak.
was
You know.
that was emotional for me. I love John Carpenter. But no, not really. I try because I have to be professional.
Yeah.
When I'm at these shows, I met the Aliens guy. That was pretty cool at that same show. But I can't like be taking them
The
somewhere.
Ancient Aliens guy.
I have a
Ancient
story.
Aliens guy.
Donnie met the Ancient Aliens guy.
Yeah, that Donnie. It was like months and months ago. Was at one of these horror conventions, and he fucking video called me as he's partying with the guys from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Donnie was in a video chat with me and the dudes from Super Troopers. That was amazing. I basically told those guys because I was about to go to sleep. I was like, guys.
And Bryan was shirtless.
I was shirtless. I had no idea why Donnie was calling me.
They don't consider themselves like
And
celebrities.
I was like,
they're just really cool. They're really cool.
I
dudes.
told him, I was like, guys, thank you so much for making me laugh. And I think I hung up. Man.
Imagine one day there will be people that tell us that.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, when we go to shows, there's people that ask for autographs and they want to shake our hands and talk to us and stuff, but it's nowhere on a level like that, obviously.
Unless it's Doug Fabio.
Oh, let's give a shout out to John Nauman.
To John Nauman. He's getting married this weekend. John Nauman, number 2 Sundown fan in the world. And his beautiful soon-to-be wife, Jessica. They're getting married. I'm attending their wedding.
Yep. And that is actually going to be the day that this show airs, Friday.
Yeah, I'll be at John's wedding at that time.
Congratulations to the two of you.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
they're
excited
going.
for 'em,
I think they're going to Hawaii after the.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So good for
I
them.
was proud of John, man. He first time introduced me to Jessica. I was like, hell yeah, John. Good for you,
a
man.
good woman. She's a good woman. She's good looking.
She's super nice.
Good for them.
Super nice.
And they seem to love each other very much.
Congratulations, John.
Yeah. When that
she's cool about his fangirlism for me. So the first time that I met her.
No, congrats, you too.
The first time I met her, John brings her up, talk to me. She's like, he's like, this is Jake. And then she grabs his face and starts doing like this. She's like, all right, warm your jaw up. This is what you've trained for. As a joke, you know. I was like, oh, I like her. She's awesome.
I will say, Jessica, if you're watching this, we've seen a lot less of John since you've been around.
I'm sure that she's seen a lot more of John.
Oh, they do. Although they do live like 12 hours away. But
is it that much?
It's in Chicago or Chicago area.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
flying up there.
Yeah. So I think they live like an hour south of Chicago or some shit.
Yeah, 30 or 45 minutes away.
Anyway,
Donnie will be in
guys.
Chicago like next week.
Merry
There
Christmas.
actually is a show in Chicago.
Hey, when that 70-year itch
Oh, my
happens,
God.
just
See?
take it in stride. You'll be all right.
All right, so what else we got here?
All right.
Amp draw on the salt amps.
This is Jeremy Underwood. He's got a question for us. Go ahead.
I don't have this information memorized, but it's basically what you would anticipate a Korean amp drawing at that.
Here's how I do amp current draw. This is what I do. I take the wattage at 1 ohm and divide it by 12. Okay, that's going to be a little higher than the standard amount.
You should divide that by 0.7.
Yeah,
which increases
for your efficiency.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can. If you're trying to do it and figure out what fuses you're going to run, just take the 1 ohm rating, divide it by 12, and then somewhere around
the fuses
that number,
will handle a little bit more anyway. So
somewhere around that number is what your fuse rating.
Now that'll be your total fusing though, because you need to fuse your wire based on the wire. You're protecting the wire.
This is true.
Yeah. So a piece of 1/0 shouldn't be fused above 300 amps.
Yeah, and usually
like the 400
and usually if you have an amp that's going to be pulling more than 300 amps. In my case,
it should have more than one run.
In my suggestion, usually if it's going to be around 200, you want more than one run of wire anyway.
Unfortunately, like for example, the Salt 4 is extremely powerful, but I put it in a narrower case so it'll fit in more applications, and I couldn't fit that second power input on there. So if you're going to run the salt floor below 1 ohm, absolutely you should get the double inputs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get dual inputs.
I would go as far as to say it's a requirement to run that amp below 1 ohm.
Yeah, we should maybe put that in.
Because that amp will put out like 6K.
We should maybe put that in the manual.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Check out Jim's Machine Works. He makes
Jim's about to do some work for me, man.
He does a whole bunch of metal work, basically. Obviously,
Jim's going to machine out those top plates for me for the NS 4.5s.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
All
Jim's a pretty cool guy. I like talking to him.
What other questions do we have? This is from Ashley Marie Day. Hey guys, this question is for Donnie.
Oh, cool.
So I read the book Let Out All the Steam.
Hey.
That's Donnie's book, by the way, that he wrote.
Hell yes.
It's a short story, not a book.
I call it a book. It's a fucking book, Donnie. Just let her,
If it's more than 5 pages,
she
no
says
pictures.
She says it was well written.
Oh, good.
Was it real life, like in Stephen King novel, or was it just a dream?
Yeah.
Is he caught in his own night terror made from the machine?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a pretty cool question.
Cool. I mean,
And
so
it just,
I'd love to answer this the way that
and it just tell us about maybe just about the short story that way.
Okay.
You can
So this
Answer it
guy
like
basically is trapped in this dreamlike world where he has to let all the steam of this machine for it to function properly, and that's all he does. He just continues to do that. And I'd always love to give the answer because it's John Carpenter. John Carpenter did the screening for The Thing once, and it was the first screening. And someone came up to him and was like, "I don't get the end. Is Kurt Russell the Thing, or is the other guy the Thing? Keith David the Thing?" And he's like, "Well, you have to use your imagination." And they were like, "That's stupid," and ran away. And so I've always wanted to give that answer to something like this. Like, you have to use your imagination. But when I wrote it, basically he's in hell. He's in his version of hell.
Yep.
And he remembers a shred of who he used to be, and it's kind of an extreme exaggeration of being damned and being in love at the same time, remembering that love.
So there's a love story in there.
It is a love story, yeah.
Oh.
But
You would know if you read it, Brian.
I feel like it did.
I don't think you read it either, Thomas. But
Hey, tell him about
We're
how
such good
I'm about
friends.
to. Never mind.
We're such good
Because
friends.
the way that wording was like a.
No, I'm gonna read it, but I actually haven't really read very much since my vacation. Had a lot going on. I really haven't read anything.
Donnie
since
has
then.
an elaborate theory of.
I'm gonna read.
how-
I'm gonna read the book Kendra recommended to me, which is sitting like I have it actually sitting up on my bookcase so I can see it.
Yeah.
I need to read that, and then I want to read Donnie's story too.
Donnie has
Well,
an
it is-
elaborate theory of how I'll be the death of. What is it, John Carpenter?
Clive
No.
Barker.
Clive
Clive
Barker.
Barker.
Yeah, so I'm about to meet Clive Barker Friday. When I always want to meet Clive Barker, and I know Clive Barker's.
Please don't quote us
He's
on
getting
this.
up there.
He's getting up there. I was like, Thomas is sick, and he threatened to spit in my coffee.
I didn't
and I'm like,
threaten
if
to. Oh no! There we go, creating
if you-
elaborate scenarios. I joke like
it's like
I was
I'm
gonna
ordering the
spit.
number 4.
I joke like I was gonna spit in Donnie's coffee as I was bringing it to him. I'm getting over a cold.
and I get Clive Barker sick.
He's on
And
his
he's gonna
last
die.
legs, dude.
No, don't say that.
He's gonna die in a week.
Don't say it like that, Don't-
Dude, imagine the guilt.
Yeah.
And then,
But anyway,
I have to live
whoever
with
this
that.
is,
I killed
I like this
John
person a
Carpenter.
lot.
Clive
Ashley
Barker.
Marie Day.
I like this person a lot.
Yep.
Thank you for reading my story. There's
Thank
actually
you,
a
Ashley.
second one up there now,
And Ashley, thank you for being
and there's
a fan.
and there's a third one on its way.
That's a new level of
So-
involvement. I like. Yeah.
Well, she reads. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad anybody's
how-
reading anything.
Yeah,
now.
I don't read shit except for emails I get every fucking
Her
day.
birthday is around mine too. Her birthday is.
How do
May
you?
15th.
Oh, it tells it right
May-
here. Oh, okay.
May 15th.
We-
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
Donnie
whoa,
says
whoa.
May
We need to
13th.
be careful with
How does-
what
how
the
does she-
information we give people.
How does she know
Aren't
us?
you?
Is she a
Isn't this
customer?
on the screen?
Huh?
How does
It's on
she
the
know
s-
us? Is she a customer?
She obviously watches Sundown After Dark.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how
I'm
I let out?
sorry.
You know how I let out the steam, folks. I'm not gonna say it.
Brian cranks one out.
Actually,
Brian is a
that's part of the
very
story. What you're
sexual
talking about is
being.
part of the story.
Brian puts his wiener in a ham sandwich.
He's a very.
You're talking about
sexual
sex,
being.
right?
You know, sex, or sometimes
That-
you have to take
That's
care
actually
of business yourself.
That's actually part of the story.
Yeah, I remember that part.
So, no, I'm really curious now.
Yeah.
So he's in his own hell. and he's got to keep letting the steam out this machine.
Yeah.
And how does relations get involved?
Relations.
Well, for the low price of $1.99 on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I guess I'll buy.
Hey Don,
the
is there any
damn
way I
book.
can buy that and like print? Will they print it for me or something?
I'm not sure, but actually, I'm having some printed up because I'm gonna have the coffee shop sell some
All right,
down
well,
the street.
I want to buy one and
So
like a
you're
physical
gonna have
copy.
I
Vistaprint
want like a
make it for
physical
you?
copy.
Put me down
as
for
well.
one, like even if it's pretty
Me
expensive,
too.
I'll buy
Can
it.
you put illustrations?
I'll even give you $5
Can
for
you
it
put
just because.
can you put
it's
illustrations in there so I can see what's going on?
yeah, his cock and balls
Donnie,
and a
that-
detailed charcoal.
What you said about being in hell and all that reminds me of the book you recommended to me, Damned. And
Yeah.
and the sequel, Doomed. It's amazing. It's written by the Chuck. How do you pronounce his last name?
Palahniuk?
Yeah, the author
Chuck
of Fight
Berry.
Club, which Fight Club is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
And then he wrote this.
Fight Club is awesome.
It's kind of like a comedy horror. It's
It
amazing.
is. They have
I love
this,
it.
The hell is all over the floor. Those little
There's like a-
popcorn balls.
there's a call
that you
center.
always get, yeah, the call center. But there's also this like huge ferocious demon that they have to climb up. Remember that?
Yeah, it was
It's
disgusting.
really disgusting visuals in this. This vodka, man, is hitting.
Vodak.
Really? Like
Vodak.
It's kind
I'm
of
having a hard time drinking. I wouldn't mind drinking it faster, but
Quit being queer, Brian.
yeah.
Sorry.
Quit.
I'm the opposite because
Wait,
queer and
what is
women usually are the ones that are drinking
No,
vodka. Yeah, I rather whiskey.
Politically
No, really
correct.
badass manly Russians drink vodka too.
Oh, that is
Oh,
true.
but
But I'm not Russian.
One more
so.
thing.
And I bet Amazon Eve drinks.
One more thing, and I'll get off my soapbox with the story. But
We're demonetized.
what's her name?
forever.
Ashley. Is that her name?
Ashley, yeah.
If you could send me some feedback about why it was well written, that would be great. Because I love.
Yeah, that'd be
I
cool
love
too.
getting feedback.
Don't you have another one?
about?
Yeah, Donnie, you do have
There's
it.
two up there now, and I got a third one coming out.
Huh,
What
when
a
are you-
machine.
hold
Are you gonna
on,
print
hold
all
on.
of them?
When are you writing
No.
these? Is this something you've written a long time ago?
Yes. So I have a truckload of stories. I have a bunch of stories.
I remember. Okay. Oh yeah.
that,
Shit.
That
The Bone Room.
The Bone Room is up now.
Why
yeah.
don't we make a
Which
compilation?
means-
I'll show you a
Two
bone.
Well,
different
actually, I already
things.
have a compilation that is none of the stories that I'm putting out. I have two compilations.
Remember the Bone
actually.
Room? That thing was awesome.
It's up now. You can buy it for $1.99.
I liked it, dude.
That's
Yeah.
what-
Hey, buy the
That's
Bone
what I'm
Room.
gonna call my man cave.
I'll buy a print version for $19.
That's what Bryan calls his bedroom.
Cool. That.
It's,
But yeah, I my biggest thing is not even like money. Like actually, I got my first check for selling these.
Good job.
You know.
He's
Well,
fine.
It was
much.
$20 million.
It wasn't much, but I don't really even care about the money part of it. Like I just want feedback. I want to know how to make myself better,
Yeah,
and I love
feel
that.
like
I thrive on feedback.
you're given to the world with your stories.
Yeah, because that was one of the coolest things when I published
Maybe
my
that's
first.
how you let off the steam, Donnie.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe it's metaphorical, but
Hey.
the first story I ever published was actually when I was in college, and it won a short story contest, which was really cool.
It's awesome.
But I got a bunch of feedback from that. You know, it was in a college setting, so and I was on the staff, which was neat.
I'll show you
But
the
yeah,
staff.
thank you, Brian.
Short staff.
in the
But I
Bone
love that.
Room.
I love I
all-
love dialogue.
Let out
sorry,
the
you know
steam
what?
of the staff
You
in the
can
Bone
tell that I
Room.
don't read books because everything I ever do is just sexual innuendo.
I like
Shit.
I
And
like
there's
money.
sex in there, though. There's sex in that story.
I'm sorry, everybody.
We're sorry, Donnie.
Now
Please keep
I'm
talking.
getting like flashbacks of Idiocracy where the guy went to college at Costco because I just got a Costco membership.
Yeah, but, well, because his dad knew somebody. His dad was an alumni at Costco.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Jesus.
No, for real though. I read one of Donnie's short stories. I think I was one of the first people.
One of them.
I think I was one of the first people. Like you sent it to me back in the day. You weren't even living in the same state anymore. But I read it and I was just like, this is fucking awesome, dude. And I don't know if I ever even got back to you about how I felt about it, but I thought it was really cool for
As
real.
as your friends, Donnie, we're really proud that you're able to do such a thing.
Pretty cool, man. I have a lot of like crazy ideas, mostly from dreams, but I'm not a good writer as far as writing a story.
If I were to start a book, I always wanted to write a book and call it "I Wrote a
Brian's
Book."
book.
I just want to call
Brian's
it.
book.
I just want to call it "I Wrote a Book," and it'd be nothing but bullshit. Just random bullshit stuff, stories you can read while you're taking a poop. You know, just a book of just random bullshit.
Brian's whole life
My,
involves
my
defecation.
story's gonna end up in his book.
Hey, we have a real question here though
We have a okay. So let's go back to the questions.
from Armin
Sorry.
Tabakal.
So it's a two-parter. He says the X and the U series both show having 30 millimeters X max. Does the U series really have as much X max as the X? considering they are a lower excursion subwoofers compared to the standard suspension on the U series.
It does, because I rate the X-Max by Magnetic X-Max, and they have the exact same coil and the exact same top plate height. So the Magnetic X-Max is the same. What the X has that the U doesn't have is a flat suspension curve, and it has the ability to actually move beyond that
That is a
linear level.
Fantastic question. I've never actually.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that they
Yeah,
have the
so
same.
they do. The coil and top plate alignment are the same. So the difference here, it goes into your next question. How's the sound quality of the standard suspension compared to the new platform on the X Series up? Objectively, the new platform stuff has less distortion than any of the standard suspension stuff. Which one you will like or you will prefer is up to you.
Yeah.
A lot of people like the sound of the nonlinear suspension. Now, it's not a bad suspension. It's just what I call a standard suspension, meaning that it gets stiffer over stroke.
Which are we talking about that has the
That would be the
nonlinear?
U series.
The standard suspension is like SA and U. So it's basically how speakers have always been built for
Right.
the most part. You have your spider and your surround, and as they move, they get a little bit stiffer. That creates a warm, punchy sound.
Yep.
A lot of people identify that sound as like I said, as warm, and they like it. Now, objectively, the X series on up have less distortion. It's not that you might not prefer that though, but yes, by Magnetic X-Max, it's
Is
the
there
same.
a different X Max than the Magnetic X?
Yeah, there's X-Max by
physical.
there's X-Max by a suspension, which is by a 50% change of suspension.
Right.
In which case, like the 50% level for like X's and Z's is like over 4 inches peak to peak.
Yeah. Like
So it's well beyond.
an X series has the ability to really freaking.
Basically,
move.
the X series suspension is linear, well beyond the magnetic limits.
All right. Let's go ahead and go to a commercial. By the way, I always forget to mention this. If you're looking to get some Sundown After Dark shirts or just some cool shirts in general, like straight clipping shirts, and I think they do some other shit too. Go to dvsdesignsapparel.com and you can use promo code After Dark there to get you a little percentage off. But that's where all of our shirts are made. And if you want one of our shirts, go there, check it out.
Donnie finally got one.
Johnny does have one.
I got 2.
Yep. So commercial time.
Are you sick and tired of playing sloppy edits with and experience what it's like to get rustified when it comes to transforming new hits and old classics into the best street bangers? Ain't nobody got the sweet sounds of the 808s like Russ, with frequencies ranging from spleen busting high end to digging all the way down low into the subsonic abyss. Rusticals has what you need. Sundown After Dark has teamed up to give you an exclusive offer to save big on his iconic sound. So pull out your mobiles and browse your way over to www.djrusticals.com and pick up your preloaded DJ Rusticals Fire Stick USB today. Go ahead and save 10%. Use promo code After Dark. That's www.djrusticals.com and use promo code After Dark at checkout.
Yeah, horror movie tropes.
1984. That's awesome. A George Orwell shit. Actually, I would read.
Isn't
his
that a
book.
country song? 1984.
No, it's a book by
There's
George
a lake
Orwell.
It's a
by,
country song,
I think
too.
it's like 80 miles from Santa
All
Fe.
right.
I played
or
the
somewhere
top
around there.
40.
That was out of my head now, Donnie.
Damn it. We're back recording now.
It was.
Did we get the Santa Fe thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
God. Wow.
Just fuck my
that's,
shit up,
That's
man.
straight vodka right there.
The Vodak.
Ugh.
I think Nate.
Y'all keep saying it wrong. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all must be
Vodak.
drunk.
All right, so we have some. God, my brain just went retarded. We have some
normal.
voicemails. Now, if you guys ever want to call in with any question at all for any of us here, whether it's Sundown related or personal, we don't care. Phone number is 252-969-0005.
If you want to ask us about anything, I mean, just ask. man.
Anything, yeah. Leave us a voicemail. We love hearing your voice. That way we don't have to read it. Or I don't have to read it. I'm not
Which
that
is why
great at reading.
none of us have actually read Donnie's short story.
Yeah. So we have a voicemail from the guy from Big Ass Ports. All right. Let's give him a shout out, by the way. I think it's bigassports.com.
Big ass ports.
So.
Bryan, Chamberlain. This is Benjamin Gailey at Big Ass Sports. Hey, I was going to share a little practical joke from a job I used to have on your little after your little video request. I was working at this cabinet door shop, right? And we blew up a lot of hardwood panels for cabinet doors. And we had this new guy back there that was gluing up panels, and I played a joke on him. We had one of those RF machines that shoots electricity through the glue to dry it. Well, when we get wood that had a little too much moisture in it, the machine wouldn't work right. So what I told the guy was that we needed a special light because we have fluorescent lights in the shop. And so I told him we needed a special light because the gamma rays from the fluorescent lights was messing with the photons in the glue and it wouldn't dry right. So I had this little special light that I told him to turn on every time the glue wasn't dry right. Well, he didn't believe me when I told him this, but the owner of the company was standing right there and heard everything, and he knew how I like to mess with people. So he looked at the owner of the company and said, "Is that true?" And the guy said, "Yeah." So this goes on for a year, right? And eventually the shop supervisor comes back and says, "Man, why in the hell do you keep turning this light on all the time?" And he said, "Man, that's my photon light." And he said, "What are you talking about?" He explained the whole thing to him. And then the shop supervisor turned around and looked at me and laughed and looked back at dude and said, "Man, he's fucking with you bad. How long has this been going on?"
Dude.
And he said, "About a year."
Dude.
And it was just the funniest damn joke we
That
ever played
is
down there, man, because
next
last year,
level.
the owner of the company was in on it.
That's next level troll
Anyway,
right there.
that's my story. Y'all have a good one, man.
That
nice.
is amazing.
Thank
Love
you
it.
so much for
Love
that.
it. Photon.
That was a big ass troll.
That was a big ass troll.
Them with some birds.
Oh man, that went on for a year. That's awesome.
Hey, Bryan.
Bryan still thinks he works here.
Yeah, I do. my start date was April 1st.
Bryan, play that "Them with Some Birds" video.
Them with some birds.
Dude, that's amazing. I love that.
Can you do that? Are you allowed to? Is that
It might be a copyright type,
No, it's
type
not.
of thing. I
It's
don't know.
another thing on YouTube.
I don't think there's any.
Yeah,
I'm,
That's the thing,
I'm
it's
afraid
another
to say
YouTube
anything
video.
or do anything.
Because when it comes to
these days.
YouTube
People are
videos, they have to
crazy.
have their settings set a certain way to allow people to use or not use their stuff. And I don't.
Y'all
know.
Google "Them with Some
I don't think
Birds."
that Them with Some Birds guy did a copyright, Bryan.
Well,
I have a feeling he didn't.
all right. So we have another voicemail. Let's go to that real quick.
We're already demonetized because of Donnie.
What's
So.
going on, guys? I hope you can hear that in the background because I'm at the grocery store.
Thanks,
But
Kendra.
anyhow, just want to first say awesome on all the new products y'all got coming out. I am so looking forward to that Salt 8K because I'm going to run two of them.
Sir.
Jake, I see everything you're coming out with, but what I don't see are the damn tweeters, man. What's going on?
They're there,
What's
man.
going on,
No,
Jake?
he's talking about the pro tweeters.
The
Yeah.
super tweeters
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because now we got the Vex 10 coming
Yeah.
out. We need a tweeter to go along with
I
it.
got
Them
nothing
with
for
some
you.
birds.
I got nothing for you, Kendra. I
Some
haven't
birds.
haven't really done anything with them.
Thank
I feel
you,
like the Twitter
Tariffs.
thing is like a thorn in your side.
Well, I
Like,
want to do it.
People bring
But-
it up at the
well, this is the
funniest
thing.
times.
This is the thing. I'm not going to just make a stock tweeter with a name on it. It's going to cost me about $25,000 to do all the tooling for that tweeter, and that's not a market that I'm in. It's not a guaranteed dead ringer sales item.
I love. I know. I feel like we told this story, but it's just funny because I was there and it cracked me up. But it's people always ask about the tweeters, and I remember that kid at Slamology. It was like a super fan.
Oh, that
and
kid's
they had
cool,
a,
though.
They had a X cake for his birthday,
a
and
he's a
then he
little
goes.
kid.
And he just goes, "Hey, yeah, well, I'm such a big fan, but." What about the tweeters? I just love it's like injected into everything.
So it's all Ginger L's fault.
That kid's talked to me at Slamology every year for like 3 or 4 years. He's a young man, really into his audio, and he really kind of knows what he's talking
He
about. It's
seems,
pretty cool.
I think he's still in high school, I believe, or close
no,
to
dude,
it.
he's like
no, he's
he's
younger
like
than
12.
that. He's younger than that.
Oh, that's
man.
right. Yeah,
He's
yeah, that
really
kid.
young kid.
yeah, he's been talking to me
Well,
since he
there's
was like
there's
little.
a couple of kids that,
Yeah.
that come to us during the shows.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's amazing. We love it. Actually, when we were here during our show, actually the after party, when we went to where the hell did we go? Where was that
Iron
place?
Thunder.
Iron Thunder. There was that gentleman and his daughter.
That was Joey.
Was that? Oh, that was Joey Crane. Okay.
Joey Crane, his daughter.
And his daughter was actually excited to meet us.
Yeah, and she was a very polite young lady. She
Yeah.
came up and thanked us for
And I
hospitality.
said sorry for all the cuss words.
I want to meet Joey Crane.
He's
Like,
cool, man.
Really bad.
He's
'Cause
going to
it's
come
like
back to get his subs.
We have similar interests.
He's going to
obviously.
come back to get a sub,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Lamb of God fan, by the way, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lamb of God's good stuff.
Yes, sir. And Lamb of God, Tool, and Metallica. Those are my three main metal bands.
Oh yeah.
New Tool is great.
Tool love
Would
Metallica.
we
New
call
Tool.
Tool metal? I don't even. I guess at times they're metal. You know?
Yeah.
Tool is Tool.
They're like proggy metal.
I don't
Metal.
listen to any of the new Metallica
Oh,
shit. I
listen.
just don't like it.
Oh, dude, no, their new album's
You know,
good.
me being a drummer, I cannot stand the sound of Lars's snare drum. I
If you
just
fix that.
Lars's.
The two newest albums don't have that.
well, everything from all right. So I like Enter Sandman.
Yeah,
not
but
Enter
have
Sandman.
you
The
listened-
Black Album was like the last album I liked where he had a decent snare.
but
He
ha-
changed his snare
Wait a
after the
minute.
Black Album.
You don't like Load? Load is amazing.
That was a good. Load and Reload were pretty good albums, but there's
No, Reload sucks.
I don't particularly
Load
care.
is
I
amazing.
don't particularly care for the snare drum.
But
Whatever.
You could buy the greatest hits
so
album.
the thing with Load is
Sometime
Load.
during
Load
the-
well, hold on. The thing with Load isn't even a metal album. Load
Yeah.
is a southern rock album.
Well, sometime during the late
Great.
90s, early 2000s, he changed his snare drum, and it pisses me off.
Donnie, I can't really take anything you say seriously. You like the Buccaneers.
So that's it for the questions. Again, if you guys ever want to
They
send us
got
a
a better
question,
score than my team.
if you guys ever want to send us a voicemail, again, the phone number is 252-969-0005. Put that shit in your contacts
Nothing
folder.
right with him either.
How many? Well, no, they won a Super Bowl, Jake. They won a Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls have the Panthers won?
I don't know.
None. that's how many. None.
So I'm drinking vodka. We never drink vodka, by the way, but we're drinking vodka, and that
Mind
brings me
games.
to
Soul.
that brings me to the next subject, which is my neighbor.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My neighbor, yeah.
The
The reason,
intoxicated neighbor.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Alright,
you want
so,
to tell?
yeah,
So
you
we already
can
told this story, but we lost the episode.
Yeah, so we
What's the
I,
episode?
again,
You
I
guys were here for that?
I recorded
Shit.
3 shows
Okay.
that one
I think you
day,
left.
and only one show
yeah.
made it. So I told this story already, but nobody's heard it.
Actually, I
Except
think you
for
told it
everybody.
twice.
No, I have not told this story.
No,
But
you
it's
told it
not
twice
aired.
on those 2 of those things.
This is probably the 8th time I've heard the story,
I
though.
know. So and it changes every time, right?
No, it's remarkably similar.
All right. So I moved recently. I've been in a new place for a little over a month now.
Really nice place.
Yeah, it's a nice townhome.
It's actually a very nice apartment.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a
I
hell of
can't believe
got a
it.
hell of a deal on
My
it, and
mom's
it's
trying to
actually
move
it's
over there.
literally within walking distance of our new shop. So that's why I got it where I got it.
Is it really?
So yeah, I could literally walk to the new shop if I wanted to. I probably won't.
He's
I'm-
not doing it.
Brian is so proud of this place. Like the other day, he was talking to me. He was like, "How do you feel about investing in property closer to the new shop?" And I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Anyway, all right. So I moved in and I have neighbors. Actually, all of my neighbors in my building. There's 5 of us. There's 5 houses in a row. They all have 2 stories. I was gonna say. All right, they're all
It doesn't matter how many stories they have. Brian didn't read any of them.
they're all
Thanks, Brian.
grandmas.
Appreciate
They're
that.
they're all women in their 50s and 60s. All right, so they're all older women,
Which
which is
hopefully do not listen to the show.
no, God no, which is cool because maybe one day I'll get some dinner out of them or something. I'll fix their TV or some shit. Which
Brian
they're all-
will fix those pipes.
Shut up, Jake. So they're all grandmas, right? My neighbor to the left, I'm not gonna say her name. I met her the first time I met her. She was going to work, and she seemed fine. Okay, it was just, hey, my name is so and so. Hey, my name is so so. Nice to meet you. I'm your new neighbor. Blah
Wait,
blah blah.
was she there when I helped you move in? Was that the lady that walked?
I think so. That
I
may have
did meet
been-
her then.
Not the lady with the dog. It's not the lady with the dog.
There were 2 people, I thought.
No, you didn't meet her. Never mind.
No, that was
This
some
lady
birds.
with the little dog.
Them was some
and then
birds.
The one over here.
Yeah, you didn't
Oh,
meet
okay.
the one that's right next to me.
Okay.
All right. Now that lady's nice. Anyway, so this lady, she's also nice, but a little too nice. All right. So,
Yeah.
so
There's
here's
no
the story. I'm going
understanding.
to try to remember the story. It's probably been about a month now. So I lived there for maybe 2 weeks by this time. All right. I just moved in. I still had shit in boxes. All right. So,
His toilet wasn't even working, ladies and gentlemen. He was shitting in boxes.
He was.
I went out to my back patio to have a cigarette, and I guess she must have heard me.
Brian, it's impossible. You don't smoke.
Yeah, that's right. She must have heard me, and then I went inside, right? So our back patios are connected, but there's like a wall in between them, so you can't see the next side, the other side, unless you actually walk around.
Yeah.
So it's dark outside. It's probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I'm in my house, just sitting there,
Probably naked.
probably naked. Actually, I did have a shirt off. Yes, I did.
Brian,
Like you did on every
you
audio.
sent us a picture of you having like a professional podcast last night,
that was
and you
Everyday
had
Audios.
no shirt
Yes.
on.
If you guys want to watch Everyday Audios that happened on Wednesday, I was shirtless.
I want
yes.
to call them and say what they look like.
Yeah.
It's like you did with. Nobody saw that episode, did they? The
What?
one where was it who called and was like, "Oh, JP looks like a was it Skip or whatever?"
Yeah, Skip.
Yeah.
That was the episode we had.
Oh, so that
JP.
did air.
Yeah,
I,
that aired.
I want to call theirs. Be like,
That-
you look like John Belushi lost his EpiPen or something like that.
Is that Brett? You talking about Brett?
Yeah. I want to
yeah.
call. You look like
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the story. I'm trying to remember the whole thing. So this woman knocks on my back door. Okay, she comes around her patio, goes to mine.
Is that a code word?
No. Knocks on my back door. I'm like, oh
Butt
shit,
stuff.
somebody's knocking on my door. Who would this be?
Jesus Christ.
And she introduced herself again because apparently she forgot that we met. And she's obvious. I could smell it. She's obviously drunk. Like Actually, she's hammered. Okay, not drunk. She's fucking hammered,
Jake,
stumbling.
I can see the gears turning.
Okay.
In your head, by the way. He's like, should I have more? I don't know.
So she's hammered, but I'm a nice guy. So I was like, all right, let me get a shirt on. I'll come out because she smokes cigarettes too. And I was like, all right, we'll have a cigarette on my back deck, whatever. And so I'm like,
When you want to have friends over on your dick.
she's like, well, hey, she's like, hey, I got some wine. Would you like me to bring some wine over? I was like, fuck. Well, I guess I don't want to be a dick. You know,
Really?
bring over some wine.
Really, dude?
You want some?
No.
So, all right. So she.
Brian, give me your
God
cup.
damn.
Here's my cup.
This
Here,
story
give
has
it-
been ripped
give
apart.
it just
We've
like
all
a-
heard it
it's
like
whatever.
12 times.
I know. All right, so
Sorry, we're ruining it for everyone.
On my back deck, since I've
Back dick.
I've only been there for like 2 weeks at this point. I only have one chair
It's a modest
and
dick.
one table, one little chair, one little table. It's just for me. I go, hey, why don't you bring over a chair? That way we can both sit. And she goes, okay.
This
and
is your first mistake.
Yeah.
Talking to anyone. Just like
she says, okay, then sits in my chair. Like she didn't hear or comprehend what the fuck I just said. All right. That's mistake number one. Something's wrong with her. Okay.
Yeah.
She just sits in my chair.
We'll
like
call her
she didn't understand what I.
Jane. As in Jane Doe.
There you go.
Jane.
She's not dead, Thomas. It's okay.
She doesn't have to have a name.
Jane.
All right. So she goes and gets her wine. She sits in my fucking chair. So I'm like, all right. Well, I guess I'll just sit on the wood
I guess you will.
on the deck.
She's going to sit on that wood.
Yeah. So we're talking. All right. So this lady's mid-50s, super duper skinny, as in she doesn't eat at all. Okay.
Just drinks.
Blonde. Not my type of woman at all.
You always
Okay.
just said you wanted to make it with a blonde.
I have like zero attraction to this woman at all. Like you know me, I like a good woman. Women are nice.
Brian
I like
likes
looking,
women.
I like looking at women. All right, there's zero
A very
zero for me to
sexual
look
man.
at. Yeah. So, all
A
right.
whole lot of man. A lot of sex.
Thanks. All right. So
I'm even afraid of like riding your car. 'Cause I don't know like what's been done.
nothing's happened in my car.
I'm
Donnie.
never getting like a ride with you again. Like I'm not doing it.
So much jizz in that car.
Just
I don't know.
so yeah. All right. Let's stick to the story
All
here.
right.
All right. God, where am I going?
I
with
didn't
this?
touch the walls of your apartment. Like
Where am I going with this? Hold on. I'm losing it, guys. All right, so we're drinking. I had a couple
carried
things
your
of wine.
bed into the apartment, and I got a CAT scan after that.
All the action happened after that, Donnie. It's okay.
That bed's a lot heavier now.
that motherfucker is a jizz marshmallow. That thing.
It really did. It really, like, so when we carried it up the steps, it was like, I was like, man, you done like. You just use the shit out of this.
I got one of the purple mattresses.
It's like a Stretch Armstrong,
memory
like a
foam
giant
just
Stretch
soak
Armstrong.
everything right up.
It's like a rubber almost.
What's the return plan on that?
It's over with. There's no return.
Okay.
They ain't taking that
Can
back.
you imagine just returning it to him?
This doesn't soak it up good enough.
Mattress is full.
Starting to run out on the sides. Yeah, like shitter's full.
Yeah. Mattress ain't so purple no more.
Actually, guys probably don't want to sit on my couch.
Oh!
Yeah, I knew better than to touch that thing.
I'm gonna wear like a raincoat
That's
next
where-
to
Brian's bare asshole has been
This is
on
everywhere.
those cushions.
You know I'm naked half the time I'm in my
Yeah,
house.
I know
Probably
absolutely.
naked on everyday audios.
You're
Like,
fucking-
Brian doesn't have a shirt. That's
You're
real
like-
funny.
you're like-
You're just hanging out.
Naked, scratching your ass and handling the refrigerator. It was like there's a reason why I looked at that thing twice.
People are like, why does Brian have a handful of peanuts in his lap? I don't know.
Oh my god.
So the story. Back to the
I
story.
have to
That
go
was-
back to the story.
So you're smoking on the patio.
She
Yeah.
smokes.
You're
you
sitting
smoke,
on the wood.
but you don't
She
smoke.
wants to sit on the wood.
She
Go on.
asks me if I want to smoke a bowl. And you know, maybe no. I said no because at first I didn't feel comfortable with her because I don't know her like that,
Okay.
and I really don't smoke that much anyway. You know, it's not really my thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a drinker. That's why I had some wine with her. Whatever. So the whole time, by the way, that she's talking to me, I'm messaging the chick that I normally talk to.
Yes.
I'm messaging her, just telling her all the crazy shit that's going down.
Did she get Merlot for you?
Oh, shut up.
Then with some birds.
Damn.
All right, so Jill comes back. She goes to her house.
You
Comes,
just
You got to put a or something like that.
Jane.
shit. All right, I need.
we mean
We already
Okay,
got
okay. Listen. Pause for edit.
Yeah.
No, we're all no. We
I'm
don't
gonna
do that because
I'm
we're gonna
I'm gonna have
put
to edit
some
out that name. I don't want to say
because
her
we gotta
name.
edit out some other things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Jane.
neighbor comes back. She went to her place, comes back with her smoking apparatus, and does her thing. And then you literally watch her just go, "Pew." Like she was already drunk. Now she's high, and she's just gone, completely fucking gone.
That's your neighbor.
That's my neighbor. Every evening, by the way, she gets like this apparently. And she goes, she's just like making nonsense now. She can't even like talk. And I'm like, all right, well, I really want to go inside. I don't want to be here anymore. All right. So I
Good
go.
for you, man.
I say,
Good
all
for
right.
you.
I say, hey neighbor, it's getting late. I want to go inside and go to bed. I just,
won't you be my neighbor?
some bullshit like that just to say, okay, it's time to leave. But I didn't want to be a dick. All right, so she's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here. She's on my fucking deck. And she's like, oh, I'm just going to sit here. I'm like, fuck. So I go inside. I shut my curtains. And I turn the light off to make it look like, I'm going to bed. I go upstairs. And in my master bedroom is a balcony that I can see over the deck where she's sitting. So I quietly open a door upstairs. And I walk up there. And it's dark, obviously, right? And you can hear her out there fucking pounding on my door, and she's just going, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. Like,
Something about Brian saying that and just this fire.
that's the noise that she's making, right?
My head's hot.
So she's just like
Sorry,
saying fuck a lot. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this woman? Apparently, she thought she was at her place and she couldn't get in the door. She thought she was locked out of her own house. She was trying to get in my fucking apartment. Okay?
Yeah.
Stranger danger.
Yeah. Which is a problem. And I don't want her in there. And so I'm upstairs and I yell down and say, hey, neighbor, what's wrong? What's going on? She's like, oh, I can't get home. She literally lives right, she can just do this shit. So I'm like, oh, fuck, she's that hammered. I'm like, all right. I was like, stay there. sit down. I'll come downstairs and I'll take you home. All right. So she's like, okay. So I walk downstairs, open the door up, and she barges in my fucking house. Okay. And I've got, at this point, like, my drums are everywhere. My sound equipment's all over the place. She's like, oh, man, what are you doing in here? Like, she's just like, are you a musician? You know, all this bullshit. It's like, this is crazy. Are you going to be loud? She's, you know, whatever. So I push her outside, shut my door, and I walk her around the corner to her patio, and
Make a wish. Shit.
she's like, well, and I'm like, well, you need to go inside. Look, you need to go inside. You're drunk. You know, you need to go inside. So I open up her door, and I help her in. I just kind of like, you know, gently, here you go. We get inside of her living room, which is
Domicile. Her domicile.
yeah, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, I'll see you later. Have a good evening. It's nice meeting you. She's like, oh, well, my bedroom's upstairs. I'm like, fuck. I was like, well, do you need me to help you upstairs? She's like, yes. I was like, all right. I guess I'll help you. I'll help you upstairs. And me being the nice
ride.
me being the nice guy that I am, I help her upstairs. When we get to the top of the stairs, I want to know, love you. This woman takes her shirt off and falls on the bed and just goes, good night, I love you.
Takes her shirt off.
She takes her shirt off, Thomas.
And
there's what I would presume as tater tots.
There's no bra.
It's like two of those produce bags of broccoli, but it's not filled up.
It was like when she took it off. It was like when she took it off.
I cannot unsee.
It's like the bra came with it. I don't really know what. I don't know.
Just it all came off.
Two big produce
folks, listen,
bags of broccoli.
Listen, I love boobs very much. I do not like what I saw that evening at all. At all. That was zero attraction. Actually, you guys ever remember watching There's Something About Mary?
Yeah.
And
No.
the scene where the mom,
Yes.
you see her tits? That's what it's like. It was not.
Oh, dude.
It
Or
was-
It Chapter 2 with, what's her name?
Jane
I don't
Doe.
know.
Brian's neighbor.
You know what I'm talking about, Thomas?
No.
You saw It Chapter 2, right?
Yes.
The lady in the apartment. Mrs.
Mrs. Kirsch.
Kirsch. Mrs. Kirsch. It's like Mrs. Kirsch. They're just like...
I haven't. No, well, they weren't hanging. She doesn't
No,
have anything.
there was no hanging. That
As
wasn't.
the woman I'm
But
seeing-
that is. Thank you for. I had blocked that out.
the woman.
Now it's back.
The
Now
woman,
it's back.
The woman that I'm talking to right now, she's like, hey, do they look like fried eggs? I was like, yes, fried eggs. That's what they look like. So now this woman's name is Fried Eggs. And anyway, so yes, I saw them. I didn't want to see them. She said, good night, I love you.
Hey, Bryan.
And that was
I
very...
like the woman you're seeing now. She's really
Hey,
cool. She
Bryan.
watches the show, right?
Yeah.
She's
Hey,
really
Bryan.
cool. She's really
Hey.
nice. I haven't even
So
met
is Friday Fried Egg Friday?
It is Friday.
Fried egg, Friday.
Jesus Christ.
Which this comes out on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this woman, I've seen her multiple times since then. This is my neighbor, obviously.
She doesn't remember any of this.
Jane.
She does not really remember much of that
But
evening.
she remembers some.
And she remembers some. She did apologize, but she has no idea that I saw that. I hope she doesn't watch. She doesn't watch the show. It's obvious. I will not tell her that about the show at all, just in case she
doubt it.
watches it.
Red's like, here's my card. I want Sundown After Dark.
No.
We're gonna be getting so many
No.
Fried egg pictures?
No. Degenerate voicemails
We
and
even-
messages to the show like, look, man, your last episode wasn't very easy to fap through, but I did it. I'm not proud of it, but I gotta tell you.
We've upset the alphabet people.
No, he's going to put in some peacocks.
Yeah,
Right?
well, I'm gonna make sure I edit out the names on this episode.
Mine too, please.
Yep, don't worry.
I don't want to get in trouble.
We're recording a day early, so it gives me some time. That's a cool thing. So that's the story. Now, like I said,
Fried Egg
I've
Fridays.
seen her since then, and every single time that I've seen her, she's been hammered. So apparently,
Brian likes hoisin sauce with his fried eggs.
I love her.
Oh, we got to tell that story.
The hoisin
The
sauce?
hoisin sauce.
Oh my
All
god.
right. All right, so that's my neighbor thing. She's a functioning drunk,
Cool.
and yeah. Anyway, if you guys have some funny stories about your neighbors,
Or hoisin.
we want to hear about
I
it.
don't really know my neighbors, man.
We want to.
I'm pretty sure I piss off
I
my
don't know. I
neighbors.
don't know my neighbors. Jake, actually, it's funny. Jake knows my neighbors.
Especially inviting y'all over.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
I piss
know
off.
I know one neighbor, and they're just
My
very nice
neighbors.
people. I don't have any funny stories.
Yeah. Oh, your neighbors are older, and they're Mexicans. They're nice folks.
The only neighbor I know is the guy that owns the cornfield because he shot a bunch of stuff.
Well, there's the
in my
dude from
driveway.
West Virginia that has the side by
He
side.
has literally never
Tot.
been over to like say
Really?
hey to me.
I'm surprised because he used to come over all the time.
He has literally never came over to.
Maybe you pissed him off like you do waitresses.
You know what? I got a story about a neighbor. Bill, about 15 years ago, I mowed your yard. You still owe me $20 for that.
Yeah, bastard.
This is a true story.
Fuck Bill.
Well, not fuck Bill. Bill's
There's
a
a
good
movie
guy.
about that, Kill Bill.
Does he still live next to your parents?
Yeah, he still does.
Well,
Bill,
then-
you owe me $20, man.
$20.
That was a really hot day. I'll never forget. $20.
Wow, he swindled you, buddy.
And now Thomas is fat, so it'd be really hot.
All right,
Yeah.
So you want to talk about hoisin sauce?
Poison.
All right. So if you guys ever go to a Vietnamese restaurant or a lot of Asian restaurants,
Vietnamese.
they have a sauce called hoisin
It's
sauce.
amazing.
It's usually used in a pho soup, like we call it pho, but pho soup,
Pho.
and is fucking amazing.
It's a sweet
I put this
sauce.
sauce on everything, no matter if it's Asian food or American. I put it on everything, and I've got a hoisin sauce I keep here at work, and I keep one at home. And what happened the other day, Donnie? I forget.
I think it was
That's my work poison.
So yeah, I sit at Brian's desk. I mean, I feel like we've told this. So I can't access the RMAs at my computer. So I do all the RMA stuff from Brian's computer.
Yeah.
So a lot of my job revolves around going between the two computers. Anyway, I was sitting there, and I was like, "You got your hoisin here? You gonna take that home?" He goes, "No, see, that's my work hoisin. I got my home hoisin and my work hoisin." But my favorite thing was Brian was real stressed out the other day. I can't remember what. It's every day you're stressed
that's
out,
normal.
but like you had leftover Asian food.
I did, yeah.
And you just like gobbled it up, just scarfed it down. I was
did.
like, "Did you use your work hoisin on that?" He goes, "No, there was no." It was like in that Twilight Zone where the guy breaks his glasses. He's like, "There was time." There was time.
I didn't do it.
I had that sauce for a purpose,
And
and I
then you
forgot to
ruined
use
it. You
I just-
ruined it.
I just visualized Brian using the hoisin sauce as lube.
Actually, you know what? I got a funny
Yeah.
story.
I wonder if it would taste good downstairs.
Actually, I wonder if I'm okay telling this story. No, we probably shouldn't tell this story.
I used the hoisin sauce.
Hey
on
Brian, you
steak
know how
the other night.
like,
It was
the
pretty
Asian
good.
restaurants cook cats? You got to put the hoisin on the kitty.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? You remember the Twilight? You remember the Twilight Zone thing, right?
It's got ginger in it. Yeah, I know Twilight is.
I don't think I could tell that story. I don't feel comfortable telling that story.
All right. Well, does it
Maybe,
have to do with me or what? What?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Just say it, dude. This is Sundown After
on
Dark.
the
man.
1st of January when we Jimmy was medicinal involved.
Well, we've talked about me being high. It's okay.
Yeah, but not.
You?
We watched the Twilight Zone.
Oh yeah. So here, all right, I'll give you I'll give you guys the story here, a part of it, and then I'll let Donnie take over.
Okay.
If you guys watch the Sundown Weight Loss Challenge, at the end of that video, we blow up a car. Okay. Now that was January
We blew
1st,
it up.
and we all got together as a family, and we shot guns.
I
and-
wasn't there. Fuck you guys.
And
You
Thomas,
were
you never.
invited, Thomas.
Yeah. Well.
So that's your fault.
Yes. We all got
You
together.
were literally invited.
We shot some guns on Jake's property, which is where Donnie lives, the big farm property. It's like 60 acres.
Yeah.
And we blew up a car at the end. And again, if you go to watch it's the weight loss video, you can watch that video. Actually, during the video, well, all right. So before all the shooting happens, somebody gave us some
Medicinal supplements.
medicinal supplements. And it was a little more than we expected.
I had
You-
none of these.
You eat
I also
these
had
things.
none
I wasn't even there, so
It was just me, Donnie, and a couple other people. Not everybody took them. We were like, okay, sure, we'll be here for a while. Why not? We'll take these.
Brian was walking around like, how did I get in this nutshell? How did I get
It was
in
a
here?
peanut butter ball, is what it was. And I ate like a half of one, and Donnie ate a whole one.
Medicinal supplements.
And that was a lot of so-called milligrams of this supplement.
I thought they were medicinal supplements for my knees.
Yeah, well, I'm sure your knees felt great.
He didn't have these stuff.
So we thought to combat this, what we would do is it was the first of the year. And if anybody is a super nerd and watches Sci-Fi Channel knows, first of the year they always do Twilight Zone marathon.
I like
Twilight Zone. I love. So anybody wants to send in questions about Twilight Zone? I love the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
But we thought that watching the Twilight Zone may
During-
help with
so
effects of the medicinal supplements.
So everybody left. It was just, and I went into Donnie's house with him. His wife wasn't there, just to be with Donnie, because I realized he was a lot far worse than I was on this
medicinal supplements. They were medicinal supplements.
I was just there as a friend to make sure he was okay. He was like, "Oh man, my dog." You're like worried about your dogs.
They were
and shit.
medicinal
Donnie is an
supplements.
adult. He has a dog.
Donnie gets very paranoid when on this particular substance. Apparently,
Dude.
so we're in his house. First off, I eat like everything in his kitchen. I eat like all of your. You have like
That's
apples.
the first thing Kaylee said was like, "Where's all our groceries go?"
Fucking ate everything. I'm like rummaging through your fridge.
Wait. Have we ever told the story about Donnie being an adult and having a dog?
Yes.
Did you guys remember when you ate
did.
my pasta at my house?
We
and you
told
were all
that story?
hammered?
Yes.
And
That's
you-
a funny
And
story.
you guys don't remember it all, but it was super
I
spicy.
remember. It was
I
good.
blacked out. That was the day
And
I got.
Donnie ate like all this. I had habaneros in this shit. And Donnie
So
was like,
good.
"Oh yeah." Dude was like sweating.
It's like, it was really good, Jake. And I'm sitting there wringing out my shirt. Like, it was so good, man.
That was the day I took my pants off in the live episode.
Yeah.
And I actually blacked out for a good 2 hours that day after that. Sorry, folks, if you saw my
Medicinal
underwear.
supplements.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't that day.
No,
I was just.
but-
I was pounding down the fucking scotch.
Medicinal supplements.
Yeah, you were.
So
Their
Donnie,
eyes hurt.
Donnie was very far off. What happened, Donnie?
Well, you melted into my new couch. For one.
Donnie,
I remember
you don't
talking to you.
look so good.
I remember talking to you. It was so weird because, like, I typically don't take medicinal supplements.
Medicinal.
I typically don't.
For medicinal purposes.
Because usually my knees are okay. That specific day, my knees were flaring
But
up.
Donnie's eyes hurt.
Was something
That
like
glaucoma.
some Tylenol or something. I don't know, for glaucoma. I don't know. Okay, all I know is that it felt like taking an elevator. I was in a different place. I was in
Yes.
a different place. I think I told Brian it was like, this is like the worst Sunday, but the best Monday I've ever had in my life. If that makes sense.
Thank God we didn't work that day.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I
Wait,
skipped
that was a
shit.
Monday, wasn't it?
It was a Monday.
Holy
It was a
crap.
Monday. No, it was a Monday. I came into work like it was a normal day, and then everyone was like, "You're not going to hang out with the guys." I'm like, first off, they're getting fucked up and blowing up a car. They're all going to be dead tomorrow. I was like, I'm going to see their names in the paper. So I was like, I don't give a shit.
By the way, when that car blew up, it blew up.
it
was
blew.
the car,
the fuck
the door blew. We still can't find the door. Kaylee and I walk around there all the time. We still can't find the door. The door
It's
blew
in a
like
tree
that.
somewhere.
It has to be.
You guys have to watch that video.
Oh,
If
it's
you
amazing.
haven't.
We still got cars to blow up too.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
there's that van still there.
We were gonna
The
do it.
weeds have grown up. You can't even see the van anymore.
The weeds.
Jesus
The
Christ.
van, the
Them
van is
some
alive.
weeds.
There was some weeds.
Them some weeds.
Actually, the substance hit me as I was.
Medicinal supplements.
So Brandon went
That's
to
what they were.
Brandon went and got the truck and tied a rope to the car that we were going to pull the car down to where we were going to shoot it. I get in the car to help steer it, and that particular moment is when it hit me.
I remember when the supplements hit me. I don't take any kind of drugs.
Right.
Over the counter. I don't really do a lot of over the counter supplements
Right,
and
right,
things
right.
like that. And it hit me in a very bizarre way.
You're not
just
used to it.
immediately.
And the thing about
I don't take
that
pain
particular
medication.
eating supplement is that they last quite a while and they hit you in a
It's like 12 hours.
funny way.
It's a 12-hour ride.
Yeah. It's like I think I was at your house for hours just to let it wean off a little bit before I can go home. That was rough.
Glaucoma.
Yeah.
His eyes hurt.
Yeah. Anyway,
No,
we had a
leave
good,
him alone.
we had
His
a good
eyes
time,
hurt.
and you're still alive. Everything's fine. Your dogs
all
are
good.
fine. You're so worried about your dogs, by the
Dogs
way.
are fine.
Your dogs are like your children.
I mean,
They
Dogs
are.
are
I love my dogs.
And
one-
Dante
one-
loves to hump me. by the
One
way.
of Donnie's dogs has Down syndrome, but other than that,
Byron does not have Down syndrome.
yes, he does. He does.
Have we ever showed my dog?
Byron's a little.
We have on an episode far, far away.
Byron's a good boy. I think
He is a good
Thomas
boy.
doesn't even come over because I think they're worried about my dogs.
Huh?
Like it's
I don't get
like
it.
I remember Thomas came over when I moved here with Jack once. He's never came back. Like afraid the dogs are gonna like roar. My dogs are like marshmallows. they
That's not me. I didn't do
They're
that
just
shit.
they have literally
They're like big, stupid
just-
they're
marshmallows.
like big,
big
stupid
puppies.
marshmallows.
I love your dogs, man. They're like the
They
happiest
have
dogs.
they have literally never attacked
Donnie's
anything.
dogs love Bryan.
They sure do. If I could find that video, by the way, when we went to Indiana, I was so
Oh, yeah.
hammered.
I think I have it.
I was so hammered. Your dog was
Thomas
humping
was
me,
there for that.
and
That was-
I
We
couldn't.
didn't have Byron at the time. We only had Dante.
Yeah, your dog was humping
Oh
me,
yeah,
and
Dante was humping
I was
the
so drunk
fuck out of Bryan
that I
And
couldn't stop
all he could do was laugh.
Yep.
And it's that hysterical, maniacal laughter
Yeah.
that only Bryan can do that just brings
it. It's the drunk Brian
tears.
laughter.
to everyone's
I love
eyes
my
in the
dogs.
room.
I love my dogs. They're so protective. Like as soon as they hear somebody, they're freaking out. They're like, "I'm gonna protect the house." But as soon as you come in, they're like, "So you gonna give me a treat? What's up, bro?" They're just little.
Your
marshmallows.
dogs, well,
They've literally never attacked anyone.
they wag their
At
little
all.
they wag their little nubs.
I'm pretty sure Dante is a registered sex offender.
Yep.
Other
pretty sure.
than that, so Byron doesn't hump though.
No, he doesn't.
He's got the downs.
He does. He really does.
Oh my.
Byron
He's
just,
got-
Byron just like, "Durr!"
Byron's got a lazy eye, and he's very sweet.
is sweet.
He always wants to cuddle. Like that's all he wants to do is cuddle. Actually, it's funny because he doesn't even bark at like intruders. Dante barks
he's
at
like, "Hey,
intruders.
you guys."
I'll tell you who else should be registered as a sex offender.
Bryan.
Whoever
No.
whomever, sir or ma'am, has engineered the cup holders of a Toyota RAV4.
It's a
If
piece of
there's
shit.
anyone else out there who owns a RAV4, the cup holders are useless. They are useless. You cannot fit shit in. They're so fucking wide
turn you
and
down.
so shallow at the same time. You go and you put like a big gulp or a McDonald's medium cup in there, you take a turn and the shit spills all over your right leg. This has not happened once but twice to me. I'm going to find whoever you are and register you as a sex offender because every time I want to enjoy something simple in life like having a big gulp or a McDonald's Diet Coke, you try to fuck me, sir or madam. You try to fuck me. So fuck you. I'm going to figure out whoever you are and register you as a sex offender. Get fucked. These cup holders suck.
On that note,
I just smoked.
Everybody-
Oh no! I just smoked Jake's cigar, and I'm about to meet Clive Barker Friday. Jake, if you
I'm not
get
sick.
Clive
I'm not
Barker
sick.
sick, if you get Clive Barker sick, the same person that is Sir Madam, in this case, Sir Clive Barker is a genius, and if we get him sick, this is on you guys.
Jeff Carpenter's going to die next week.
This is not what.
Don't
Clive
put this
Barker.
on me. Don't you put this on me, Ricky Bobby.
We ain't doing it.
This is. You guys is fucked.
Don't you put this on me, Ricky Bobby.
all right. Well, let's end here. There's a camera right there. Let's all say
Why are we?
bye.
Why are we in here?
Because
I
I gotta go.
The show's
Oh.
been going on for quite a while, and we could talk later. Everybody have a good evening. Fuck yeah.
It's the loudest show around. Sundown After Dark with your host Bryan Chamberlain. Presented by Sundown Audio.